Hi guys, Richie here. Welcome back to Crypto Mischief, where I talk about my favorite thing in the entire world. Goddamn cryptocurrency! That's right! Sorry if it scared you there. I'm just quite excited. It's been an amazing month. My portfolio has gone absolutely insane. It's turned from a large amount of money into absolutely life-changing money. I'm now I'm going to have to start making videos about how to deal with tax, crypto tax and stuff. And it's going to be tough. I'm trying to get my head around it at the moment. It's pretty hard. But for today's video, we're going to be focusing on Drip once again. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're an old hand at Drip, congratulations. We did it. We're rich. So we can make more money here. There's lots more potential gains to be making. This animal farm is shaping up to be an absolute game changer. And I'm going to be talking about my strategy for Animal Farm at the end of this video. Before that, we're going to be having a look at the price of Drip and what's been going on there, because it's unbelievable. I was away for like 4 days and just went absolutely insane. I came back to just life-changing gains. People say, it's not a cliche. In cryptocurrency, if you get yourself a 100x or a 200x, then you're pretty much set for a decade or 2 decades, maybe your whole lifetime. But with Drip, with compound interest, it's not just 100x. It's much more. It's unbelievable passive income that has now been unlocked for my life and for a lot of you other guys. So, if you're new to Drip, then check out up here, like how to buy Drip, how to get in, join the team, I'll airdrop every Sunday forever. That's the plan. And today's also Friday. I'll be doing the Drip Roulette on Team 2 for 3 winners for that one. So it's great. So let's just get into this Drip price. And also, I'm going to be looking at some recent AMAs that Forex has been doing, and he's been answering a lot of questions about the farm launch. How will the farm launch? When will it launch? What should we do? And we're going to be looking especially at Dog's token, because I think it looks pretty amazing. Really, for a reward token, I think it looks fantastic. It's one of the best reward tokens I've ever seen, and I've farmed a lot. I guess I'm a seasoned pro in farming now. So let's get into it. Let's have a look at that Drip price. Okay, so just coming into the Team 1 wallet, we're now up to 898 directs, about to break that 900 mark. And with this recent pump in Drip price, my Faucet contract has exploded to over $1 million now. I'm starting to get a bit nervous about this. Really, it's amazing. This is building up. It could be 250 Drip, dropping to you guys tomorrow, 250 Drip at today's Drip price of $168 on the Faucet page. Yeah. If we come in here, we're at 157 in the Drip BUSD pool. You'll find that Drip has different prices, right? If you go to CoinGecko, we can type in Drip here too. Oh, look, it's in my favorites. Great. It's 157 here too, because it's taking from the biggest liquidity pool at the moment, which is the Drip BUSD liquidity pool. But Drip has a couple liquidity pools. It has a BNB liquidity pool, Drip BNB liquidity pool on drip.community here. It's called the Reservoir. So this is actually another way of staking and earning with Drip. You can earn BNB rewards. Quite small APR, but it's a way for players to give more stability to the Drip price initially. But the Drip BUSD was liberated. Yeah, Drip was liberated through the liberation contract. You can find that on the Manor Farm. Okay, this one here, the Drip Liberation contract. You can find this on the Manor Farm, and you will also find it on the Animal Farm, the Drip Liberation contract, which will come out on Tuesday. So this is what added a huge amount of Drip BUSD to the token, which is the reason why in the, this is from December, right? If we look at every other token since December, it's not doing this. This has gone from $29 all the way up to an all-time high of $168 from December 13th until today. Everything else is halved in value, all these blue chips. Drip, in all its wisdom of Forex, he incentivized building Drip BUSD liquidity as opposed to BNB, because he saw that with BNB liquidity, you're basically a slave to the market conditions. But with the BUSD liquidity being the majority holder of Drip's liquidity now, actually its price is able to go on its own merits, which is hype. Yeah, hype for Animal Farm, hype for Manor Farm, hype for Drip, hype for every single partnership. What do we have after Animal Farm? We have the Drip 2022 roadmap coming out after the launch of Animal Farm. Endless, things being released and we're pumping ourselves on our own momentum, not on the momentum of all these other blue chips. So that's why this is going so hard to the upside. It's great, but if we stay at these prices, I'm going to be dropping an insane amount of drip in dollar value. It's always the same, $42,000. That's 1 week, right? If the drip price stays the same from Team 1, I will be dropping $42,000 a week down to the team. Amazing. I'm so happy I can do this because I can also profit from it. You guys can profit from it. It's exactly what I wanted when I started this Team 1 wallet. Amazing stuff. So that's the drip price. What do I expect? I expect the price to pump before Tuesday when the farm launches. After the farm launches, the price of drip, I expect it to go down a little bit and correct. And then when we realize, oh my God, this farm is an absolute printer, I expect the price to go back up again. That's what I think. If you do want to get yourself some drip BUSD for the farm, like I said, you can get yourself into the Manor farm and go into the drip liberation contract, or very soon over on the Animal Farm. This is the beta site for Animal Farm. I think it's today or tomorrow, the liberation contract's being moved over. The garden also is being moved over. I like me the garden. But so first liberation contract, you just come here, take any token that's on the list here. You have BNB, BUSD, BTC, Cake, DAI, ETH, and you can purchase yourself some drip BUSD liquidity tokens and use them in Animal Farm. Or you can also put them into the garden. The garden's great. What do I have today? $1,700. Total, I've got now 971 drip BUSD liquidity tokens to get into the Animal Farm. That's one of my strategies that I'll be talking about later. The garden, which is being moved over to Animal Farm, is it's a locked deposit, much like drip. Once you deposit in, you will not be able to withdraw. You're able to withdraw your interest. On drip, it's a stable 1% daily interest plus a hefty 10% referral bonus from the drip Faucet contract, okay? That is my bread and butter. This is my main passive income stream. But then, on top of that, we do have the garden, which is drip BUSD liquidity tokens, which go into the garden and you get paid back variable 3% interest rate back with a 5% referral bonus on that one too. So you can get your referral link after you go in, and then you can share it to people and make a good profit there. I have made bank on this actually. It's been fantastic. For some reason it doesn't load very well in Brave browser. Not the same problem with Animal Farm though. I think it's the butterfly. It slows it down actually. But yeah, Animal Farm, this is the beta site of it. We have the Pigs album cover from Pink Floyd in the background. Looking not bad, seems to be working pretty well today. Yesterday, getting into the pre-sale, we did have the BUSD pre-sale, the last pre-sale for Animal Farm. If you were following me before, you know that in layer 1 on Manor Farm, we were farming the Rev token and we put that into the swap. Okay, so for example, here I do have 216 P layer 2, pre-sale layer 2 tokens, which I'll be able to swap on Tuesday to get into the Animal Farm. Yesterday, they did have the last pre-sale, the private raise for BUSD. Wow, that was very impressive. There was a raise for $1.3 million and it sold out. Okay, get this. $1,000 maximum per person, and it sold out in under 20 seconds. I was ready. I was like, of course, the opportunity to get more of this PL2. I think $1,000 would get you about 3 PL2 tokens. Is that right? Yeah. 3.7 PLT. So not much. I already have 216 of these things. But, I was up. But sadly, I'm tied to this now because, it's best to just protect yourself. So it's got myself this ledger. And I was too slow. 15 seconds, man. You had to approve the transaction and then make the transaction. I guess these guys on their phones and stuff, they probably got in. But fantastic that it sold out so fast. It's so bullish for this second layer of the farm. So what was this raise for? It wasn't just so that more people could get tokens. The point of this raise was to get $1.3 million that are going to, I think it's about 600,000 and 600,000 are going to be used to add liquidity to the dogs and the pigs tokens. Because the pre-sale before that was for getting the liquidity from the Revolution token to put it into the pig pen, this one here, where we can stake our pig tokens and get BUSD paid out. But the liquidity is going to be added in a bit of a unique way where Forex is going to be using buybacks. So what that means, what is a buyback? Essentially, buying dogs and pigs and sending them to a burn address, which adds liquidity and does not increase the circulating supply of the tokens. And it appreciates the price and builds decentralization. So that's kind of what a buyback is. So the launch, when will the launch happen? It will happen on Tuesday, where firstly on Tuesday, probably seems like EST time, about midday or 1 p.m. is when these things going to happen. It's been the pre-sale did this, Manor Farm launch at this, Manor Farm's pre-sale was at that. So the launch will probably be Tuesday at 12 p.m. EST, 1 p.m. EST. Then first thing is that the liquidity will be added from this BUSD pre-sale, right? I think it's $600,000 to dogs, $600,000 to pigs. Then immediately after that, the swap for PL2 to dogs and pigs will open. So the swap page will be on the Animal Farm site. It's not here yet, but it will be. There will be a window to deposit our dogs, our pigs. Okay, so for example, we can take our pigs, put them in the pig pen, boom, get them in there. We can take our dogs. You can either decide, do you want to pair them up, with BUSD or BNB, put them in the farm, or do you want to go in the pool, in the, I guess it's called the kennel or something, the dog pen, get it in here and get paid out pigs. Where do you want to put them? And any of your non-core tokens. So non-core, we're talking our drip BUSD, our stablecoin assets, your ETH BNB, or your pool tokens, your Bitcoin, your ETH, your cake, okay? Getting them in. There's a 30-minute period to do that. Then 30 minutes after that window, emissions will start on the farm and we'll start to be getting paid out the optimum rate, okay, that we can, because it's the start of the farm. There are more things to understand about this farm and the emissions, which are really cool, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Sorry, this video is actually going to be a bit lengthy, but it's important stuff. You can look at this at any time and realize, what's happening, which is good. On another note, Forex has spoken a lot recently about how we should all be actively engaging in the Drip network and the Animal Farm. We should be getting into social media accounts. We should be getting on Twitter, getting on Telegram, and positively commenting about the project on any YouTube video that you see, any AMA that he's part of. He went on one the other day with a guy called OXRJ, and it brought a huge number of new buyers into Drip. That's kind of why this happened, because OXRJ is mostly famous for Safe Moon. Moon Boys! Famous for the Moon Boys. And they seem to came in and they mooned it, so that's great. So welcome if you're new to Drip, welcome if you're new to Animal Farm. We're nice. We will not be like Wonderland. Sorry if you were in that. And I also believe in supporting the project. I've been pretty busy this past week with translation work. What I've done is I translated. So I love Drip, and I love the community. So what I've been doing, my way of helping out the community this week, not just making videos, has been to create the Drip version 2 of the white paper completely in Chinese, where it explains all the tokenomics. I got the translation done by professionals, then I edited it into the existing white paper format. I think it looks fantastic, so I'm really happy about the way it's turned out. If you are Chinese, then get yourself into the Chinese Drip Telegram group, which is growing. We're up to almost 300 members of the Drip Chinese Telegram group, and I know there are a lot more of you because I live here. So get yourself into the Drip Chinese group if you want to. Join the network. I also have translated the Animal Farm as well. So the Animal Farm white paper, I translated this professionally also into Chinese so that we can try and reach out to new communities of people, because that's what we need. We don't just need to be circle jerking around the same group of people. That's not going to help us. We need to get as many people as possible. What did these huge moon tokens, right? What did Wonderland do, right? We're going to talk about this. Why not? Like, they've been trending on CoinGecko for months, and then it turns out that they're run by a criminal, and it was all just one big scam, right? Safe Moon, I'm not going to say anything bad about it, but you probably know how I feel about it. I mean, how many wallet owners do we have of those tokens? And that means that this chart here, which is already extremely bullish, that's what we're doing. This is what's happening. Since we added that BUSD liquidity, this was happening. So Hope that puts it in a little bit of context for what we're experiencing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we're actually part of right now. So with all that out the way, let's get into the animal farm. We're going to talk a little bit about my strategy for it. So let's first get some questions out the way. How will the price of dogs and pigs remain high? I'm sure you're all worried about the fact that maybe because this is layer 2, both tokens will dump. So the purpose of Animal Farm, this farm has a narrative, it also has a purpose, which is extremely useful for making investors hold on to their tokens. The purpose of Animal Farm is to stake your pigs to be rewarded in BUSD in the pig pen. Because for the layer 2 or on launch, 2 tokens are going to be available for you, pigs and dogs. So you will take your pigs, stake it in the pig pen. Now this pig pen has, I think it's 60% of the liquidity pooled from Revolution token in layer 1 has been put into the pig pen. So in the safe house in Manor Farm, we had our Revolution token going into the safe house. That was about $500,000 in there that we were getting paid out. The pig pen starts with millions of dollars and also has mechanisms inside the farm to continually add BUSD to the pig pen so that it will actually so it cannot run dry. And talking about dogs, we can come in here and we can stake our dogs to get pigs. So here, dogs, single asset, no deposit fee will get you pigs. You can, and then take your pigs, put them in the pig pen, get BUSD, do what you want with it, right? Or we can come into the farm section, you can pair your dogs with BUSD and get paid in pigs. You could take your dogs with your rat BNB, get paid in pigs. The only other way to get those governance pigs is to use your drip BUSD, as I said before, that you will get from the Liberation contract or from your earnings from the drip garden. You know, I can take this out. I have a whole huge bag of drip BUSD and it's all going straight into the animal farm, into this pool here. I think this is going to be an absolute beast of a pool. With in Manor Farm, it had a 1% deposit fee, and 1% of that fee, all of that fee, goes directly into our Faucet to pay out our drip stakers. Ecosystem, baby. It's good. The amount of pigs that you have and that I have represents our share ownership of the platform. This highly incentivizes us to hold and use our farm tokens instead of dumping them. There's an entire gameplay here. It's like a deck of cards. We're going to have a look at something that a community member made later that actually expresses that idea that this game of drip, animal farm, manor farm, and the garden is like playing a game of cards. You're using different cards for different things. Which one do you choose to use? What strategy do you want to use for this farm? It's very complex. I love that about it. So the deposit fees on non-native tokens, so not dogs, not pigs, will have a deposit fee of 4 to 6%, apart from this drip BUSD one, which I'm guessing will have 1, but that's not confirmed yet. The deposit fee of 4 to 6% will be swapped into BUSD and goes into the staking pool to pay out pig stakers. That's right. A huge portion of this deposit fee, it would be 4% for pairs, or would be 6% for pools, that a huge portion of it is swapped into BUSD and put straight into our pig pen to pay out stakers, giving pigs another use case. That means that anyone engaging with this farm is adding BUSD into the pig pen to pay out the stakers, the owners of the farm. Then we, so pigs looks fucking great, really. Seems like it's going to be a total winner because we're just getting paid out from this huge pot of BUSD. Essentially, my plan with pigs is that I went into the pre-sale with my Rev token. I'm going to get those pigs. I'm immediately staking them in the pig pen because you're going to be getting big payments of BUSD initially from the pig pen. So you want to get in there in that 30-minute window. That's when you're going to be getting a huge amount from the pig pen, actually. But, I'm going to leave them in here until I make BUSD rewards back. The entire amount of Rev token that I put into the pre-sale. And that was a huge amount, but I think I'll get it all back in BUSD. And then I'll still have pigs. And, Forex is famous for many things. One thing he's famous for is actually adding use case and utility to tokens after he's released them. Look what he did to BR34P. That's gone amazingly well. It was never even migrated over from PancakeSwap, and now it's worth about $450 or something. For one, He just adds utility to tokens. So I believe, and I'm just going to hold my pigs and take that BUSD. Win-win, okay? So dogs, talking so much about pigs, what about those doggies? Well, I love dogs. Dogs is great. Dogs is really interesting. Dogs token has a tax when you transact, a wallet-to-wallet transaction, so if I send you dogs, or a buy of dogs, if you're buying dogs, has a 6% transaction. 3% of that gets turned into BUSD and is sent again into our pig pen. So when someone buys dogs or sends dogs, 3% of that gets sent into the pig pen, turned into BUSD, given back to pig stakers. The other 3% is paired with BUSD into locked liquidity. But not just, like the obvious way would be to sell half the dogs, pair that into BUSD, and then build a liquidity floor with it. Then what we're doing essentially there is that we're selling the dog token to build the liquidity, which is going to have sell pressure on it. This is better. This is done, it's innovation, right? They've created a way of building liquidity with BUSD, like Drip has, which has given it that amazing pump that I showed you because of the stability that we can go on our own hype. Now Dogs going to have that too. Dogs gets its liquidity without adding sell pressure. 25% of the deposit fees in the farm is used to pair with dogs. So for example, I take some ETH, I put it in this single pool, there'll be a 6% fee, 75% of that fee goes into the pig pen, and 25% of that gets turned into BUSD and gets paired up with dogs to build a liquidity floor for dogs token. Remember, this creates a hardened price floor for dogs that strengthens it with every transaction without having to sell a single dog to make this liquidity. This, my friend, is absolute genius. On top of that, we talked about when dogs was being bought, when dogs was being transferred, but when dogs is sold, there's an added 3% tax on that. So 6% for buying it and transferring it, and then 9% if you want to sell dogs. Putting off people selling their dogs because of the high tax, and that extra 3% takes those dogs into a burn address, completely removing them from the circulation of dogs, which also appreciates the price. This is a true deflationary asset. 6% tax on buys and wallet transactions and a 9% tax on sells. Buying or selling it will always add to the pig pen and will always add BUSD liquidity to it without even having to sell the token to add the liquidity. So how can dogs be truly deflationary if it's also a farm reward token? Because deflationary means that it's anti-inflation, but we're continually printing the dog token, It's being minted continuously. So it's inflationary, no? No, it's deflationary. The emission of dogs is controlled by an algorithm. The algorithm is unique and it's never been deployed before. It's called the DDSCA, catchy, or the Decentralized Dynamic Supply Control Algorithm. And essentially, it's an automatic algorithm, it's just done on the back end, that controls the emissions of dogs token. When the price of dogs is high, the emissions are high, So the price of dogs hits $100, $200, or $10, whatever is going to be high for it. I don't know what the level, the price of dogs is going to be, okay? But when the price is relatively high to what we expect it to be, the emissions are high. When the price is low, the emissions are low. This model is perfect for any market conditions. It restricts the supply when the demand is low. This has been devoted specifically to Animal Farm, and it controls the inflation rate of the reward token, preventing any kind of price crash. Because the last thing we want is dogs is being minted at a continuous supply, right? And then for some reason people start selling dogs. It could happen. It will happen at some point because it's a reward token. Reward tokens are very volatile, right? But the last thing we want is that as the price is going down, people are selling more. And more is being printed, right? No. As the price starts to go down, people will start to sell, less will be printed. That means that it's not as much in circulation, protecting the price of dogs. When the price and the demand is at an all-time high, the APY in the farm is also at its highest, and emissions of rewards are actually 25% higher than the standard level. That's right, emissions speed up when demand is high. When there is a price correction and lower demand, the emissions can be as much as 50% down from that, so 25% below the peg. So dogs basically has an emission peg. If emissions are lowered, the reward token will actually be deflationary because the emission rate on dogs is going to be lower than the combination of that 3% burn on cells and the buyback and burn protocol, meaning the token supply will actually begin to get smaller. Why? Why is this important? You know, I'm a farmer. You're getting into this farm. You're going to become a farmer. If you're not already, you will be by the end of this. You're going to learn a lot. The token emission range is at its highest 25% above the peg, and the lowest is 50% below the top emission, meaning that it's always going to be more beneficial to be farming this in a pool, right, than just holding your tokens in your wallets. The more we farm with it, the less sell pressure. This is all focused on getting a great price appreciation to get the project trending. You know, if emissions on dogs are high, the APY is insanely high. People are going to talk about these insane APYs on dogs. What if the price is insanely high and it keeps going up? People are going to be talking about dogs. So it's a way of getting the project trending by people discussing and talking about how interesting this amazing little token is that everyone expected just to be the reward token is actually possibly my favorite one of the bunch. One other thing that Forex has talked a lot about is the idea of a lending protocol. Now, it's not what you expect. We're not making the Aave on Animal Farm. It's not going to be like a Geist or, you know, Alpaca Finance. The way it's working is that any TVL of Animal Farm that can be staked on PancakeSwap is going to be. So say the TVL is 100 million and 60 million of that TVL can be safely staked on PancakeSwap. It will be, right? That means we're actually lending our assets to PancakeSwap, earning additional yield on the back end. This yield is then used for these buybacks that I talked about before. Yeah, the buybacks, which is going to keep dogs as a deflationary token, right? Marketing, platform costs, and as shareholders of Animal Farm, and by staking our pigs in the pig pen, we're all benefiting not just from yield farming, but lending at the same time. It's game changing. It's never been done before. It's the first time ever. It's going to be cloned. People are going to try to clone it, but they can't. They can't clone this. Like this ecosystem is so deep, in depth. It's amazing gameplay. It's going to be a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoy it. So what will the price of dogs and pigs be at the start? Well, because of these buybacks, actually the market cap is going to be extremely low on them, meaning that we're going to see a great price appreciation even after the launch. Not just pre-salers getting great profit, but actually if you can buy it early enough, you'll also get yourself pretty good profit. Probably not financial advice, because the market cap's going to be tiny, because the liquidity is not being added. It's being pushed in buybacks, okay? So the listing price will be low, but immediately after the 600,000 of liquidity is added, the buybacks will also begin, and of course organic buying will explode at the price. So even if the chance of you getting into the BUSD pre-sale was low and you didn't get there, it is still a massive opportunity for you to make life-changing profit. These kind of opportunities are once in a lifetime. We are a revolutionary token and farm, and we are about to shock the entire crypto space and crypto DeFi. You have the opportunity to be a first mover, to get the advantage in this, and even by listening to this, you're ahead of the pack. Even if it seems like Drip and this farm is already further along than you wanted it to be, you are ahead of the pack by just seeing this. So for the last part of this video, we're going to be going through some strategy that I have for Animal Farm for making the best gains possible with kind of a risk-averse attitude, which is great because someone's already made a lovely PDF for it. We're going to go through it. I'm actually going to add some contributions to this on what my plan is on top of this, actually. So, you know, it says gather the players, okay? Gather your pigs, gather your dogs, gather your BUSD. That's the aim here for these guys in this farm. I would also, for this, add in the drip BUSD liquidity tokens getting from the liberation contract on Manor Farm and Animal Farm, and also a nice big bag of BUSD, USDT stablecoins, or any other kind of LP tokens that you like to farm with, okay? Liberate drip, very important. Create a core liquidity pair using BUSD and the drip liberation contract on Manor Farm for the most tax efficient way to acquire this LP. So as I said, link in the description for the liberation contract. You can find it there for getting the best player, I think, in Animal Farm, which is the drip BUSD token, because we can get pigs with it. We can also get more of it in the garden. As I said, the launch of the farm, the schedule for it, you have a 30-minute grace period to get your tokens into the positions that you want to be in for this farm. So I agree with this here. We have get your pigs straight into the pig pen because of that nice little boost we're going to get I think immediately on the launch of the farm, where we're going to get a lovely big payday of BUSD. So that I will take that BUSD, great. Get your dogs probably into the dog single asset staking pool, right? This one here is where I'll be going with my dogs initially to get more pigs. The reason I'm doing it here is because I have no idea what dogs token is going to do. What I did with the revolution token, the reward token from the farm, the manor farm, is that immediately when I got it, I paired it with BNB and I paired it with BUSD. But I think we remember there was a mental token action at the start of the rev token. And it meant that actually, if I'd been patient and waited to see what the price was going to do, I would have gotten a much better amount, bigger amount of LP tokens with my Rev and BNB or Rev BUSD if I'd just been more patient. So for this time, I'm going to take my dogs and just stake them simply in the dog pan and get some pig token. Take those pigs, put them in the pig pan. Okay, that's my plan there. As it says here, dogs into the dog pan, right? Single asset staking pool, getting paid out some pigs. And then we have our drip BUSD LP, very important for this farm as I said, and that will be going into the farm section and getting me paid out pigs too. So I'm getting paid out BUSD, pigs, and pigs. So in addition to that, I think it's very important for any farm to have a position of stablecoins because you do have a level of safety in a stablecoin asset, right? So I will be going also into the USDT BUSD or into the USDC BUSD, depending on how much I see in the details. Yeah, when I see how much liquidity is in these, I'm going to go in the one with the least liquidity because the lower amount of tokens probably in these will mean a higher APR from them. So I'll just pick one of them. I've got a huge bag of stable coins which I'll be going in with. I'm going to pay a 4% deposit fee on that, but I expect to get that paid off in a day or two anyway. And then from that point on, it is just free dogs. Then I'll be taking those dogs and I will be pairing them up with dogs BNB probably to get that kind of attack of the upside of both of them. And I'll be farming with that. But if the market continues to go down, I'll be pairing the dogs with BUSD and putting it there because I do expect a much higher APR in the dogs BUSD than in the dog pool. So I don't want to sell my pre-sale dogs because I don't want, what's the point in working this hard to get into pre-sale and then dumping it at the first hurdle? I think it's no point. So I'll be keeping them in the pool until I see a good position for pairing, but anything that I get rewarded out of the USDT BUSD, I will take it straight into dogs. Then I will be taking those dogs, will be giving me pigs. I'll be moving the pigs into the pig pen. So essentially my one stream of rewarding, taking profit will be from the pigs staking the pig pen. That's my aim, just getting the BUSD rewards and putting them aside and using everything else I have to produce as many pigs as possible. So developing a position, you use your earnings from pigs, which is BUSD, and dogs, which is pigs token, to further strengthen the governance position in the farm, getting more pigs. Always move pigs to the pig pen. Once the price of dogs is less volatile and pigs have admitted enough BUSD, release some dogs from the single asset pool and put both BUSD and dogs to work, right? So that means you're taking your BUSD earnings from the pig pen, you're taking your dogs, which you've been holding, right? You've been holding these in here, waiting for a good opportunity. You've been holding your pigs in here, getting payout BUSD. Why not pair them up? Yeah, take your dogs out, take your BUSD out, pair them up, and put them into this dogs BUSD farm and get impressive APY, getting paid out in more pigs. Now, of course, profit taking is very important. You don't want to just be taking all your BUSD that you've been rewarded from the pig pen and pairing out with dogs, because it could mean if everything goes wrong, which sometimes can happen, nothing is foolproof, that you would end up with nothing for all this work because everything's dumped. So you do need to take some earnings, some profit from the BUSD that you're making. Possibly consider any of the dogs you make, possibly consider taking profit from dogs as well. Generally, I stay along a line of about 60% compound, 40% profit taking seems to work very well for me because I know that I'm not dumping the project, but at the same time I'm taking enough profit that I can actually see big gains from it. What this is suggesting is that you take also some BUSD from the pig pen and you put that into the drip liberation contract and get more drip BUSD tokens, which would then be earning you more pigs. So actually what you're doing is you're focusing on earning as much drip BUSD LP tokens as possible, which is also a very good play. Would be this here. Put your pigs in the pig pen, get rewarded in BUSD, take that BUSD, make drip USD, put that into the farm, get more pigs. Yeah, and here we have put your pigs in the kennel, get rewarded in pigs, put the pigs in the pig pen, get rewarded in BUSD, make more drip USD. Yeah, or take your dogs, pair them with dogs BUSD, make more pigs. So this is cyclical, yeah, extremely cyclical, and it's a great way to act, getting a load of this token, getting a load of this token, and getting a load of this token. So it's kind of like playing cards, yeah? Monitor the prices, the APY, the APR, and choose your cards wisely. We have the pigs to BUSD route, okay, in the pig pen. We have the kennel, turning your dogs into pigs. We have drip LP, yeah, drip BUSD, drip LP getting you pigs, but also your pigs getting you more drip LP, and your dog LP getting you more pigs. So remember, BUSD easily converts to BNB, and the faucet will always welcome fresh drip. The garden is awaiting fresh plants from those drip BUSD LP pairs. So at the end of the day, if you are just trying to get as much BUSD out as possible, you could take your rewards, and that's my plan. I don't know when this will reach its cacophony. Okay, is it going to be 6 months down the line? Will it be a year? Will it be 3 months? Who knows, right? But at the end of the day, I do have this drip LP pair which I'm building, and I have been continuously building, and the aim for me always is, at the end of this all, I will be coming back to drip with my BNB. Turn your BUSD that you've earned into BNB, add it into the faucet, take your drip BUSD, break it up, sell it all into drip, throw it into the faucet, and continue our passive income journey. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope you know what to do now in the farm, or you have some more ideas about what your tactic is going to be. I've been Richie, you've been fantastic.